This was not just a hailstorm, this was the kind of storm that made the sky feel hostile. On April 28, 2026, Springfield, Missouri got hit by one of the most violent hailstorms in its history. Not marble-sized hail, not quarter-sized hail. We are talking about stones measured almost 5 inches across, nearly softball-sized ice falling out of the sky hard enough to smash windshields, batter aircraft, injure drivers, and leave hundreds of vehicles looking like they had been attacked. And that is what makes this story feel surreal. Because hail is usually the side story, the thing people mention after the tornado warning, the thing people clean up after the real storm passes. But not this time. This time the hail was the story. At the Springfield Branson National Airport, damage piled up fast. Reports say 300 to 400 cars were covered with tarps after the storm. Flights were canceled or delayed, and even some aircraft took damage. Travelers were being rerouted. And some people had trouble finding rental cars because so many vehicles in the area had been destroyed or sidelined. And the storm did not stop at the airport. At Dickerson Park Zoo, a 21-year-old emu named Adam was killed by head trauma during the hailstorm, and a rhea named Oscar was injured. Zoo officials said roofs around the zoo were damaged, and the grounds had to close while crews dealt with the aftermath. It is one of those details that makes the whole event feel even more unreal, because it shows just how violent the hail really was. Drivers were hurt too. AP reported that some motorists were injured as hail blasted vehicles across the Springfield area. Power was knocked out to thousands, and local officials described it as Springfield's worst hailstorm in history. Even if it did not break Missouri's all-time state hail record, that is the deeper story here. This storm did not need a tornado to leave behind a disaster look. It did it with ice. With skyborne chunks of ice big enough to shatter glass, dent metal, kill animals, shut down travel, and leave entire parking lots looking like junkyards in less than an hour. And that is why this matters, because people hear severe thunderstorm warning, and too often think it is the lesser threat, the warning you can wait out, the warning that is not quite serious enough to act on. But storms like this prove the opposite. A severe thunderstorm can still become the whole story. So what should people do when hail like this is coming? Get inside immediately. Stay away from windows. Do not sit in a car if you have a stronger shelter nearby. If you are driving, do not stop under overpasses. Get to a safe covered area if possible. And if a storm warning is issued with destructive hail wording, treat it with the same seriousness you would give any major weather emergency. Because Springfield just got a brutal reminder that sometimes the sky does not need to spin to become destructive. Sometimes it just needs to freeze. For more breaking severe weather coverage and storm breakdowns, head to StormScapes.xyz.